So one of the things that I love about Zombicide Black Plague is how deadly fast the game escalates. It starts out, a walker here, maybe a runner, you cut them down, you level up, you get some gear, you start feeling godlike. You take out an abomination, you're unstoppable. It's like a role-playing, it's like D&D level 0 to 20 instantly. But then next thing you know, just like that, the table is overwhelmed with zombies. They're everywhere, and you're cutting down 5, 6, 7 zombies a swing, and it doesn't matter. More are coming in. And when I set up Zombicide Black Plague, what I like to do with everything we're playing is over to the right side or the left side of the table, depending on the space we have, lay out all the zombie figures. So this way, as things spawn, and as I bring out zombies and remove zombies, they can go back to like the zombie pool. New players to the game will be like, Fritz, there's no way we're going to get through all those zombies. And I'm like, I don't want to give you any spoilers, but halfway through, all those are going to be on those tiles. And it's only 4 tiles. It's only 5 tiles. It's going to get insane. So I wanted to share with you, no spoilers, some Zombicide tactics, some mechanics for us to think about, to consider. Now, I don't want to give a mission analysis. There's been a couple of requests for that. And as much as there are key strategies for each of the missions, both the core and stuff you can download, I want you to unlock that. I want you to enjoy that Zombicide Black Plague experience. But if you're having a little bit of trouble, or you're the veteran in the group and you're introducing some new players, not that you want to alpha, not that you want to meta game, not that you want to take over their role, tell them what to do, but maybe just you can lead a little bit better with your character. On a side note, I'm a firm believer that if we were playing a co-op game, I want to win, but there's always next time. I'd rather us have a great time playing. I'd rather us get totally smashed and have an amazing last stand in Black Plague than me being the alpha maker telling you move here, telling you do that. As far as I'm concerned, once you've selected your character, I might make some suggestions. We might kind of review some of the character abilities, but you're going to select your character. That's your avatar for the evening. For the next 2 or 3 hours that we play, that is your physical avatar on the table. So there's a very metaphysical thing linking there. You're on your own. We're going to work together, but just in real life, I can't influence anybody or get in anyone's mind. Why should I be that voice whispering in your head? We're going to work as a team, but you are going to make the decisions for your character. So in that playing, the other challenge with Zombicide, Core has a lot of replayability. Core has some decent balance. Yes, it's never happened to me turn 1 drawing an abomination, but 4 or 5 draws in, you draw an abomination, now you're playing the runaway game, trying to get some gear. It puts a lot of pressure on. It does. There is a little bit of swinginess because of the randomness, but Core is pretty balanced. The challenge here, the expansions offer so much value, so many new tactics, and so many new dimensions that mess with the timing of the game and the elements of it in a good way, that there is no balance. I mean, for a while, we bought the Abomination set. When we were first playing that, you have the Troll, you've got the Minotaur, and you've got the Blobination dude, whatever, the Nurgle guy. We were mixing those 3 in with the main one in the core. And it was just out of control. We were getting stomped. Then we realized wait, there is no rule that tells you how much to mix in or not. It's very plug and play. So now what we do, just using the Abominations as an example, is randomly pick one. We don't know which one. Shuffle the cards up, randomly pick one, put it in there. You don't know what's going to show up till you draw it on there. If we're feeling a little bit lucky, if we're feeling daring, we'll slide in 2 and kind of see what we can do on there. But usually also with the various expansions, we agree what we're going to play and what we're not going to play. Wolfsburg is almost an auto-include. Then we'll put in one more, usually NPC or the Crows or the Deadeye Walkers, and kind of see what we can do. So you're starting the game, and you've got that deck of spawning cards in front of you. Depending on the expansions, it might be a big deck. It might be a small deck. But as you draw the cards, the deck is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. So if we look at the math hammer of it, and I'm more of an emotional go for glory type thing. I understand math hammer. I understand that's probably not tactically, percentage-wise, a good move to make. But the chance to earn tabletop glory, I can't resist. I just have to go for it. So often I'll make decisions that will bring me more personal glory and try to play them on the tabletop. But I understand the theory. So if we're playing a game as a team, I'm not going to go rogue. We'll see what we can do with that math hammer. The odds of you drawing a card that you're not ready for go up as the deck gets smaller and smaller until you draw that card. So at the beginning, when I'm looking to draw walkers, maybe a runner, maybe a fatty. If I draw a necromancer, if I draw an abomination, that switches the game. Chances are I'm not going to draw those cards at the beginning, couple of rounds of the game. So that's when I'm going to be the most bold. That's when I'm going to try and position myself tactically on the table to explore and either grab objective markers or search and see what I can do. As I level up, I'm going to try and stay at the lowest level. And there's nothing wrong with this. I'm going to try and stay at the lowest level for as long as I can. And this is where you really got to discuss and work as a group, because I might be pushing to level up to the second level. I might have to step back. I might have to let you step in and now get a couple of kills to start having you work through the first power-up level area. I can't take too long because other stuff is spawning. What you don't want to have happen as you progress to the second and third tier of levels, you gain +1 action, you gain +1 attack, you gain +1 special ability, depending on the NPC flavor of your character. You are going to be able to take more actions per turn, and your actions are going to be much more efficient per turn, before we even factor in gear. If my character is too far behind, literally as the party moves, I'm literally not going to be able to keep up. I'm literally going to get stuck there where I can only move, 3 moves, 3 actions. I move 2, I attack 1, I miss, I'm stuck. I don't have that extra action. I don't have that extra attack on there. So I want to make sure and not be greedy for glory and level myself up quick at the expense of the rest of the party. We want to keep moving together. Item acquisition is huge at the beginning of the game. And also, no spoilers here, there are certain, the vault artifacts are separate. There are certain items, especially in Wolfsburg, that are very potent. You want them. The allure of them is amazing. You need them for some of the later missions, how they scale up. They're mixed in that deck. The odds of pulling any one of these, say, 5 or 6 or 8 potent items is pretty slim. As the deck gets smaller, there's a greater chance of pulling it. But in order to go through all those searches, the smaller your search deck becomes, the greater the zombie horde comes. So at the beginning of the game, as stuff is deploying out, that's when you want to try and search. And you want to try and search by tackling rooms that are 2 or 3 or 4 interconnected. 1, obviously if you're walking by and you can do it, that's great. 1 or 2, 3, because this is going to spawn zombies that you can realistically clear out and allow you to move in, allow the party to move in, the characters to move in to start doing some searches. There are a couple of maps, no spoilers on the mission. I believe it's mission 2, Big Game Hunter, where you're trying to track down a necromancer, an abomination. At the top of the map, looking at the setup in the book, there's a connection of like 10 rooms. You open any one of those doors, that starts spawning like crazy. If you haven't drawn an abomination card and dealt with it yet, you're going to spawn those rooms plus the normal draws, maybe plus a double spawn, next space. There's a good chance you're going to spawn an abomination in there. So the mission goal is looking at how the rooms interconnect and how they potentially spawn. Now, obviously, if you've cleared the abomination, you're clear for that. Or if you've drawn the abomination early on one side of the map, and you're running to the other side of the map, and you only have one mixed in there, you're pretty clear, you're safe. It's this balance of which rooms to open to search for items, and the party trying to realistically level up at the same time on there. There's also the idea of, it took me a little while to realize this, like the smoked meat, the apples, the wineskin, giving you a little bit of bonus experience. When do you utilize those? I like to collect those, and hold on to them for when we need that boost. Might not always be optimal. So you're pushing the second or third tier. You might have a potent magic item, but you can't utilize it yet because you don't have the level up stat. I will hover at a lower level because the current level I'm at, the current gear I'm at, the current armor I'm at is fine to deal with what I have to deal with. But all of a sudden, if we draw an abomination, all of a sudden, if we draw a necromancer multi-spawn point, or just something insane, Or the survival of the party. Someone has a wound or two. They're swinging away with the great sword, rolling a fistful of dice, and they all roll ones. And you got to bail them out. Then on my turn, pop it, level it, and then go in on there. So it's a great way for when you need a boost, or if the rest of the party starts to advance faster than you, and you see yourself lagging behind, if they're not going to wait for you or they can't wait for you, you have that BLT. There's enough to make a BLT there, right? There's some tomatoes. There's some salted meat. Is there some bread in there? But you have enough to make yourself a nice snack. Eat that up. Level up 5-6 points. Get to the next tier. Ready to go. This is the matrix that's going on. These are the calculations that are going on if I'm playing conservatively. I generally don't talk about it because, again, you're playing your character. We're going to communicate, but you're going to make your own decision on there. That's if we're trying to play and win the mission. We're trying to play solid. We're trying to play Math Hammer. We're trying to play Euro, like a Euro version. If we're going to glory, then I'm going to try and level up as fast as I can. I'm going to try to dual wield as much gear as I can, and I'm just going to cleave through as many zombies as I possibly can, and if I die, it is a glorious death. But Zombicide gives you that. Zombicide accommodates those levels of play, and it's one of my favorite games out there for the experience that it does deliver.